we're setting off from southern Poland, and today on the agenda for travel we're going to head up to Krakow, and we could just go round Krakow on the ring road and continue on our journey up to Warsaw, but I missed out on Bratislava, and I feel like we should probably just pop into one of these Eastern European cities and just check them out, just to see what some of the architecture is like. So it's going to add about an hour and a half to the journey going into Krakow and having a little look round, but I think it's worth it. So overall we've got 100 kilometers to go to get to Krakow. It's going to take a couple of hours according to this. Oh, hello Mr. Dog. Little chap, aren't you? Hello. And I was also going to wear a normal biking jacket. I just thought, oh, you know, we're going to be casual and everything, but no, I totally made the right decision to wear the suit with its all multiple linings on the trousers, the jacket, removable linings, I should say, not multiple linings. And so that really did justify the decision, hey chaps. Everyone here is so friendly as well, which makes a real difference. You know, when you're freezing cold and you've got vents you can open and shut as well, it's really good. The other thing I've done differently, I know I made a video about this saying, you know, don't worry about locking your bike to everything when you're on a tour, but this time I hadn't been to any of the places before, so I kind of chickened out and took a half-size chain, so I've got a 1 meter chain, not the full 2 meter jobby I keep at home, but I have taken a chain and an Oxford's Patriot lock. Kind of does let you sleep a little bit better at night, and I know I said, oh, don't worry about it before, but as I'm going to cities and that kind of thing, I don't have the most super desirable of all motorcycles, but I just thought, let me sleep easily at night. I haven't seen any speed limit signs yet, so I assume that it's 50 kph or about 30 miles an hour. Oh, and that still happens in Europe, doesn't it? You can't get away from that wherever you go. Definitely recommend anybody going there. I know you can get quite cheap Ryanair flights to Krakow, so you don't have to go there by motorcycle, but the main railway station and square is definitely worth a visit. It's fantastic. Really, really recommend that. Poland's also amazing because the roads, the main road, I think it was the S7, E77, or a combination of those two, coming up from the south, almost linking the north to the south of the country. It's absolutely fantastic, particularly in the south. It's got an almost horizon stretching views into the distance, and there's hardly any traffic on it. And the other thing I noticed is there's not very many heavy goods vehicles, lorries or trucks. For whatever reason, the roads going west to east across Europe are packed full of lorries. They're almost sort of nose to tail in Germany and Austria, all going across the way, whereas north to south of Poland is mainly light vehicles, so that means even on a 2-lane road you can still make progress. The reason things get held up is if lorries tend to begin to overtake one another, then you're really stuck. I mean, this is a beautiful road as well. I mean, it's this kind of thing. Oh, I don't think we really appreciate in the UK what it's like in other countries. Okay, you think of the USA and southwest of America being really wide open roads, but Europe's got it too. It's really something special to be able to ride on, and also to be able to see out into the distance unobstructed. it makes everything so much more enjoyable. I mean, the weather started off sunny today, got a bit overcast in the middle of the day, but now we're back to this beautiful evening sunlight. It's a few clouds in the sky, but more or less it's stunning. Can't fault it. It's only rained on me once so far, and that was for an hour in France. On the side of the motorway on the way up here, I happened across a MiG-21, or it was either MiG-21 or MiG-23. Perhaps somebody can clarify which one it is. It gets quite confused, but very Cold War iconic aircraft, and would have been doing battle with American F-4 Phantoms over North Vietnam, no doubt. And incredibly agile aircraft as well, and I haven't actually seen one, so it's really good to get to see one up close. And being aluminium, obviously aircraft, you can just stick them outside as a display piece, and obviously they won't be functioning, but it won't rust or rot or anything. So really good to see one of those. And obviously Poland being behind the Iron Curtain, there's probably going to be a plethora of Cold War hardware. I just stopped off in Poznan and I came across the, go away mosquito, military cemetery here, and they've got all sorts of Soviet military hardware here, which is really interesting if you're a sort of military history buff. It just shows Poland's had quite a troubled past, and not just from the influence from the west, but also from the east. So I'll just switch the camera around. See, that looks like a MiG-19, MiG-21 over there. Some kind of biplane, propeller-driven transport. And a jet bomber with a tail gun over there. Even more amazing vehicles. I mean, look at this. We've got some tanks, traditional tanks. It's the T34 there. I think that's an IS-2 or a heavy Russian tank. And then we've got some BMPs, which are fighting vehicles. We've even got a little patrol boat. And in the background over there looks like a SA-2 surface-to-air missile. Wow. Here's some more Soviet tanks. So just behind me you've got T34, but that's the original World War II, or early World War II tank with the 76mm main armament. And then just behind it there, just to the left of my head, you've got an upgunned version. That's T34-85, so they've increased the turret size to hold a much bigger gun. That tank was the tank that actually rolled into Berlin at the end of the war, so they dramatically improved the T34 as the war went on. And let's have a look over here. These are post-war tanks. So just behind me, I know what this one is. This is the T55, which I recognise from the sort of domed shaped turret. And then this one here, I don't know if that's a T64 or T72, someone can correct me. That's the frontal view of the T55, so it's an amazing vehicle. But that is the iconic Soviet tank of World War II, the T34. If you look at it as well, it's quite roughly made. So German tanks are known for being really refined and excellent welds, attention to detail. This thing was basically lashed together as a war-winning weapon. So it's not particularly delicate or well manufactured, but for what it's meant to do, which is charge down enemy defences and scare the hell out of the opposition, it does quite a good job. Yeah, that's T34-85, and that gun was actually competitive at the end of the war. Oh, up there you can see the tailplane of a MiG-15 as well. So if you're interested in military history, this place is hard to beat, especially Russian history. T34 76mm, this is the early model, sloping frontal armour. So shots would come off and deflect up, it actually improves the effective thickness of the armour. Look at these welds here. It's not particularly delicate, is it? A little bit sad here, somebody's spray painted over the carving of the Russian soldiers. Probably in the light of recent events, which I still think is a bit sad really, that somebody's
defaced a memorial to soldiers who died.
Right guys, well it's been a fairly long day, but enjoyable nonetheless. Great roads in Poland. Much enjoyed the ride up here. I'm about 20 minutes out from the hotel, so I'll say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed today's little jaunt-a-tete, and I will catch you in the next one. Where that will be, I don't actually know. I haven't planned it yet, but stay tuned and you'll find out where I'm going next.